Ultra Reddit presents: what supplies or items should every household have in case of a large-scale emergency?
Before we begin, do us a favor by clicking that like button, and subscribe to our channel for more top Reddit stories every day.
I got Doomsday Prepper survival food because I live in Houston and we have hurricanes. I can keep it in my closet for 25 years and it will always be there. I also have a few jugs of water and a camping stove with several propane cartridges. Shelf-stable food supply that does not require refrigeration. Have you seen those tubs of dehydrated emergency ration foods that the preppers like to buy? Buy one of those big tubs, enough to feed everyone in your home for at least 3 days, preferably more. Put the thing in the back of your pantry, or your closet, or wherever, and forget you have it. But if the worst happens, you will have a food buffer. Hot sauce. You're probably gonna be eating a lot of shitty food. Edit. If you all are shitting your brains from a little hot sauce, you got bigger problems than hot sauce. Proper first aid kit, and basic guidebooks. Regardless of what the emergency is, these will be useful. Edit. People are assuming I have no training on how to use said guides and kits. I know how to use them, have taken classes and done training with the equipment. You have a valid point, they are useless to those who don't know how to use them. I know how to use them and they would be one of my top picks, besides water and reliable tools. So yes to all the water/food comments in here, smiley face, but also consider keeping hard copies of important documentation, like IDs, medical information, contact list, birth certificates, passports, titles, recent photos of loved ones and pets to help with reunification, etc. Keep it all together in a folder or something in a safe, so you can grab it if needed. Bit of a prepper nut, so here's some of mine in order of importance. 1. Water. Others have covered this, so I'll be brief. You can't live long without water. You need to stay clean as well as hydrated, and don't forget your pets. 2. Light. Candles are cool, and having some emergency candles is a good idea, but they should be a last resort. Fire is dangerous. LED technology has advanced to the point where even tiny pocket flashlights can run for days or weeks on a AAA battery. I like the 30-day lantern for my at-home kit. I carry a tiny Maritac flashlight in my pocket all the time. 3. Fire. So fire is dangerous, but you might need it to cook or make heat in a pinch. Buy a decent fire steel and learn how to use it. Dryer lint makes a good fire starter, and takes sparks readily. Keep some matches around the house. Be very, very careful with any type of indoor fire. Don't make your emergency situation worse. 4. Food. Eventually you'll need to eat. Find something shelf-stable that lasts, has enough nutrients, ESP protein, and fits any dietary requirements you might have. Cliff Bars can work in a pinch for something portable. Don't forget your pets. 5. Warmth. If it's cold, or might get cold, you need a way to stay warm that won't weigh you down. Merino wool hoodie, sweatshirt is great for this. Wool long johns are also good. Think layers, so you can adjust as the temperature adjusts. You don't want to sweat when it's cold, and you don't want to overheat, either. Ye olde space blanket, Mylar tarp, is also a good here, but they can tear easily. 6. Dry. Staying dry is always important. Have a solid poncho or rain shell handy. Make sure you can put on fresh socks when you need to. Have some tarp and duct tape around in case you need to shore up leaks somewhere. Pay attention to flood warnings or severe storm, tropical storm warnings, especially if your area is flood prone, and get to high ground before the water comes. 7. Juice. Batteries. Rechargeables are good for the planet and safe for most electronics nowadays. The Eneloop batteries by Panasonic are well thought of, and I've used them for years with no failures. Portable USB battery chargers for phone, tablet are affordable, and keep your phone working for days if you have a larger one. Anker makes some good ones. 8. Have a small radio that can operate from a crank, solar cell, etc. Ideally one that receives the NOAA weather bands, at least in the US. Don't know what options there are international. 9. Prevent boredom. Remember to have enough medication if you require it on hand. Consider self-defense from animals and other humans, and have a plan to get away from the danger to somewhere safe. Board/card games. A lot of the things mentioned here are very important and would definitely cover a lot of physical aspects of getting through it. I wanted to bring in some sort of entertainment not only to help pass the time, but also to serve as a bit of distraction from whatever is going on, because your mental well-being is important too. Plans. A plan for shelter in place, minimum 10 days supplies of food, water and meds for person and pet in the household or who could be at your home. Think older relatives. Presume electricity and running water are not operational. Bucket/trash bags/kitty litter for toilet. Extra water for hygiene. Lighting. Batteries/flashlights, foods that don't need lots of water or elaborate cooking. Manual can opener, plan for sudden evacuation, in case of wildfire for example. Identify hotels 50 to 100 miles in each direction from your house. If you have pets, physically disabled person, make sure a hotel will accept them. Print out directions/phone number, stop relying on cells/contact list/GPS. As soon as you get an evac notice, make arrangements to get to that hotel, with the following. Right now, go through each room of your house and identify 1-2 items in each room absolutely irreplaceable either sentimentally or physically. Tape a list of those items in that room on the door of that room so you don't have to think in a panic. For actual evacuation, now, make a very short checklist of things to prep house, usually cutting off power, water, gas connections if you can safely and quickly. Make an evac pack or go bag for every person in your household including potential visitors and for pets. Shelters are getting better about taking pets but you should still be prepared to support their care. Food, water, toys, leashes/collars with IDs, poop bags/kitty litter. Human go bag, food, water, meds, clothing, small bedding, non-electrical entertainment, books, cards, coloring books, toys, charge cords, power strip, earplugs, headphones. Shelters are a roof over your head, not a 4-star hotel. It will be loud, crowded and stressful. Best is to be prepared mentally, physically and bring your own stuff so you are not such a burden. Be nice to shelter staff, most of them are volunteers with affected families themselves. In all cases, lots of cash including coins and small bills, not just a stack of $100s. Miscellaneous, good pocket knife, duct tape, print out hard copies of anything important including phone numbers, don't presume cellular service is working. First aid kit include a good tourniquet and know how to use everything. Think self-care, buddy care, medic care. If cellular service is still up, texts will get through on busy networks better than calls. I don't know the situation since so many folks are getting rid of true landlines, but it used to be, even 3-5 years ago, that you could reach another US region even if your region was ringing busy. For example, if you/disaster is in VA, you can't call someone in MD, but you could call someone in NV. We have identified a family member in each US time zone as a disaster point of contact to help with coordination and check-in. Ready.gov and after action reports of disasters, non-secure available by internet search, are good sources of more information. Source: I am an emergency management planner with expertise in planning, training and exercises. Need: 14 days of water, non-perishable food, first aid kit and toilet paper for your entire family including pets. A plan for how family members get home or meet should something happen that makes cell towers inaccessible. Want: nice to have map of local area, flora/fauna guidebook, battery backups or solar chargers. In this particular order, some form of communication, such as a satellite phone, some form of signaling. The biggest factor in survival is communication. Being able to flag down rescue or communicate with the outside world will almost guarantee your survival. Next items in order. First aid kit, that includes our critically needed medications. Survival guide, often when you're in a large-scale emergency you're not thinking clearly, thus the guides, even if you are a survival expert. Water, duct tape, 2 rolls, scissors and a knife. Food, often during large-scale emergencies it can take a few days to a few weeks until rescue parties find you if you fail to flag them down. I feel like people are overlooking something pretty important, considering that during a large-scale emergency medicine may be scarce. Antibiotics are very important if you can get your hands on them. Consider this: if it's a scenario in which you will have to survive on your own, without relying on others for food, water and shelter, chances are you are going to get some cuts from doing stuff. Trip on a tree stub, get a gash on your lower arm. Without antibiotics you will have a hard time doing the life thing much longer. 6 weeks worth of food and water, all cars gas tanks never below half full, local maps and compass, crank radio, multi-tools, generator, extra gas, guidebooks, medical gear, bug-out bags for every household member, firearms and ammunition, drugs and alcohol, for trading if no help for longer than 6 weeks, a musical instrument, for sanity, and extra provisions tailored to the worst and most likely large-scale catastrophe to happen in your area. It's best to stay put if your life isn't directly in danger, so be ready to do so for a while without power or running water. The vehicles will prove invaluable when the gas pumps stop working/run out. Gun or some sort of protection, water, canned food, basic medical equipment, also blankets. You can lay on them, cover yourself to keep warm, hell even make clothing if you need it to. I live in the Bay Area. My wife and I have an earthquake kit comprised of the following: 2 weeks worth of non-perishable food, 2 weeks worth of fresh water, a battery radio and loads of extra batteries, a powerful flashlight, a solar charging lantern, sturdy boots, $250 cash, a tarp, a full first aid kit, including sling, gauze, etc., a solar panel battery charger, board games, books, acoustic guitar, 2 bicycles, twine, camp stove and propane/white gas, bourbon and wine edit. Wow, you guys like guns. No, we don't have, or need, a gun. Loadouts will vary depending on the circumstances, but in general, household, dry foods and water, MRIs are low maintenance, generator and gasoline, disinfecting agents, wind-up radio, flashlight and batteries, firearms and ammunition, fire extinguisher, tools if need to travel by foot. You will probably need to have a kit handy. It should include things such as a quality backpack, first aid kit, different sized band-aids, pain and allergy medication, tourniquet, gauze, water purification, tablets, iodine, KMNO4, life straws, etc., stainless steel container, preferably wide-lipped, to boil water, portable alcohol stove with container, good knife and a way to sharpen it, compass, flashlight, batteries, and a way to solar charge them, emergency blanket. Worst case scenario, you'd have to build a shelter with it. Multiple ways to start fire: Vaseline plus cotton balls, magnesium fire starters, lighters, hatchet and saw, multi-tool, a bunch of those survival meal bars, firearm and ammunition, probably something lightweight in .22, good shoes. Rifle, 200 rounds ammo, 20 gallons of water, 2,880 servings legacy-mers, fully stocked first aid kit, rechargeable batteries, flashlight, solar power supply, micro mini USB cord, wind-up radio, SAS survival guide, machete, hatchet, good sharp knife, thermal blankets, and 500 of paracord. That's what's in my survival kit anyway. Medication: if you live somewhere prone to natural disasters or just want to be prepared, ask your doctor for an extra 5-day or 7-day RX of your meds. Tell them you're almost out and want some for vacation. You can improvise, barter, or come up with a lot of alternatives for things, but life-saving meds aren't one of them.